Contrary to popular opinion, nobody beat me up yesterday. I was just messing with that photo and put some filters and things on it, was playing with it in Photoshop. So I did not have any bruises. It was just part of the artsy effort on my part for that photo of me with the I voted thing on my forehead. And of course, that was a little bit artsy in its attempt of its own, right? So it was a camera filter, as Tracy Dyer tells us, and tells us correctly. So nice to see everybody here. Got a whole lot of people in the house. Mountain Girl, she said it. Debbie Price, Scott Severini, Dawn, Misunderstood, Critical Thinker 313. Tracy Dyer, the aforementioned Tracy Dyer, and Casey Wisniewski, Dawn, another Debbie looks like, and we got a lot of fun people checking in, and trying to read email or text messages at the same time. Justin, right? What's up, humans? I just came here from the Pleiades. Really? Do you think that you really did, or are you just yanking our chain? Bronco 1 fan. Not a great year for you guys, is it? Don't worry. I live in Tampa Bay. Curious on Jeff's perspective on the 3 days of darkness. Well, you're about to get it, Supernatural, and you may not like it, but you're gonna get it. And you're going to get it full force, because I'm a little bit perturbed. I'm going to do my best. And this damn snake crawling on the wall, I can't believe. I'm going to do my best not to get perturbed. I don't know that I'm going to be successful. I'm going to do my best to practice my serenity now. I'm going to do my best to Musaw. Going to do my best to try to keep things with the inside voice. But I just don't understand. And I guess the thing of it is that everything that I've done, everything that I've talked about on this channel for probably, I've been doing this really seriously for about 5 years. It all was done when basically nobody was listening. And so all these things that I think that I've said, and that why don't people get this, why don't people understand, is because nobody was listening when I said them. So I think I'm probably going to have to start redoing a lot of my basic stuff that I call basic stuff. I have to redo stuff that I did a long time ago, because nobody heard the stuff that I did. So it might be time to go back, because we shouldn't be having to talk about 3 days of darkness. We shouldn't have to be talking about snakes crawling out of walls. We should be beyond that stuff. We should understand exactly what it is and exactly what it's all about. But we're going to get there, and I'm going to do my best to get there without getting too upset, and then trying to keep the inside voice going on. But we just have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that, well, let's just go into it. Let's talk about this 3 days of darkness. I can't believe, you try to talk about something important. Tracy, you just said a mouthful. You try to talk about something important. You try to talk about something really big. You try to talk about something relevant, and it's hard to get any traction on it. But when you talk about, every time you look on the internet, somebody's talking about the 3 days of darkness, which is utter stupidity. Did I just bury the lead? Let's look at this here. Let's look at it. Let's think about it. Let's talk about it. This might be a longest show, because there's a couple things I want to go over with, because if you still believe, or if you're wanting and desiring to hear about this 3 days of darkness, you probably got itching ears. And we're going to talk about what that means and who that is based on and who that is pointed towards. All right. This is the Wikipedia entry for 3 days of darkness. I watched a little bit of Naughty Beaver's video. First time I've ever watched one of his videos, not because I don't like him, but when you make 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos a day, guess what? You don't have a lot of time to watch videos. How many videos do you think Rex Bear watches? The answer is not many. Not because we're arrogant, not because we think we know it all, but we're too busy studying for and making videos. Hard to watch a video while you're making a video. So I did watch a little bit about it, and I think he referenced the same page, and we're not saying Wikipedia is the best of everything, and happy Wikipedia Asian Month, but it does provide some good information. And this is all you need to know about the 3 days of darkness. The 3 days of darkness is an eschatological folk belief. The end. You should just go delete in your head. Delete. Why? Because the 3 days of darkness is an eschatological teaching. It's an eschatological belief. And when you see the word eschatological in your head, you should just say Jesuit. Because I've proved to you at least 50 times, proved it on Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. I've written books about it, but still on, what is this, November the 7th, 2018, I'm still talking about it. Eschatology was invented in whole by the Jesuits, and we're going to talk about it again tonight. So whenever you see the word eschatology, eschatological, hit delete and move on, because it's nothing but Jesuit deception. It's nothing but ignorance aflame or stupidity embraced. Ignorance aflame because someone believes what they read and hear without bothering to check out that it comes from the Jesuits, or the people that are pushing it and believing it know it's Jesuit, and they still want to embrace it because it's exciting, because it makes money, because it gets YouTube views. Eschatological eschatology, delete. Foolishness, ludicrosity, deception, diversion, Jesuit 100%. And if that's not enough, it's an eschatological belief, and it's a Catholic belief. Why do I even have to go back there again? And it's a folk belief based on private revelation, which means basically the Catholic version of channeling. Some angel came and told me. So it's a revival of Jesuit doctrine through channeling by Catholics. Do we need to go on anymore? We really don't, but we have to. So basically, this teaching is that just like God, and which God was it that brought the plagues of darkness, the 3 days of darkness on Egypt? Which God was it? It was Yahweh, Marduk, Jehovah, the rat bastard. But yet everybody's all a tither about something that he did and that he's threatening to do again. And that there's going to be 3 days of darkness at the end of time. The earth will be enveloped with darkness. And of course, it's going to be, look at this. If you don't think this is from the fear and guilt control matrix, listen to this. Nothing can be seen. Air will be laden with pestilence and will claim many enemies of religion. It'll be impossible to use any man-made lighting except blessed candles, blessed by the Pope, blessed by the Catholic Church. I don't know. I don't want to use any wick that's been dipped by the Catholic Church. Pun fully intended, because that's what's going on here, and you're buying it from these same wick dippers. And you're buying it, and you're listening to it, and you're clicking on videos that feature it. If you open your window, if you look out the door, if you leave your home, you'll fall dead on the spot. Remain in your homes, pray the rosary, and beg God for mercy. Fear and guilt control matrix, ladies and gentlemen. The advocates, every one of them Catholics, every one of them Jesuit. What is wrong? Why do you believe these things? It's eschatological belief. Eschatology is a part of theology. concerned with the end of the world or the end times. In Christianity, it talks about the rapture, the tribulation, the second coming of Jesus, the rebuilding of the temple, the red heifer, eschatology, ladies and gentlemen. Fear and guilt control matrix. The final events of history, or the ultimate destiny of history, the end of the world. It comes from the Greek meaning last things, study of the last things. But it never was the last things until the Jesuits made it the last things. Francisco Ribera. Francisco Ribera was a Spanish Jesuit theologian. I'm just going to let you read this. Francisco Ribera was a Spanish Jesuit theologian identified with the futurist Christian eschatological view because he invented it. Because he invented it. He invented it. In 1585, he wrote a 500-page commentary on the book of Revelation. And this is where eschatology was born. It was the birth of this thing called futurism. Futurism is the proposal that the book of Revelation does not bear application to the Middle Ages or to the papacy, but to the future, to a period prior to the second coming of Christ. And up until Ribera wrote this book in 1585, up until the Jesuit Ribera wrote this book in 1585 as part of the Counter Reformation, nobody ever thought that Revelation was future. No one ever thought that Revelation was future. No one ever thought that any of that stuff was to be future. They all thought that it was past, history. All of the Protestant reformers believed in the what's called the historicist. I lost one of my tabs. The historicist view. And I want you to watch this. I want you to look at this. You claim yourselves to be Protestants. You claim yourselves to be people that don't believe the Jesuit doctrine. You believe just the Bible. Well, historicism includes books of Book of Daniel, Book of Revelation. Look at this right here. Almost all Protestant reformers from the Reformation into the 19th century held historicist views. Almost all scholars and all the Protestant reformers. Who were the Protestant reformers? Those were the guys that nailed the stuff like Martin Luther to the Wittenberg Chapel, and I've stood there. That was all the guys that put their life on the line to fight against the Catholic Church and say the Catholic Church is the seat of the papacy, and that the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, talks about the rise of papacy and the suppression of people who want to have faith that is not Christian. Historians claim that prophetic invitation reveals the entire course of the history of church from the writing of the book of Daniel, some centuries before the close of the first century to the end of time. Some of the people that believe history, which means Revelation's not future, no 3 days of darkness future, no future temple, no future rapture, no future tribulation. Here's some of the guys that believe that. Martin Luther, John Calvin, Thomas Cranmer, John Knox, John Thomas, Cotton Mather. Go ahead and read again, ladies and gentlemen. The Catholic Church tried to counter it with preterism and futurism during the Counter-Reformation. The alternative view served to bolster the Catholics' position against attacks by the Protestants and is viewed as a Catholic defense against the Protestant historicist view, which identified the Roman Catholic Church as the persecuting apostasy and the Pope with the Antichrist. There was no eschatology until the Jesuits invented it. And every single thing that you think of as eschatology is Jesuit. Martin Luther, John Calvin, Thomas Cranmer, John Thomas, John Knox, Cotton Mather, Matthias Flacius, William Tyndale, Isaac Newton, smart guy, all believed what everybody believed until the Jesuits wrote the book that invented eschatology. So when you read, or when someone tries to tell you, where'd my 3 days of darkness go? Got to put it back in. 3 days of darkness. So when you read about the 3 days of darkness, and you read, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to showing you that. Read that it's an eschatological belief. You know where it comes from. End of story. End of story. It comes from the Jesuits. It comes from the Catholics. It is counter-Reformation theology dreamt up in the 16th century and not really taking good root until the 19th century through the Scofield Reference Bible. Yet here I am, still talking about it because you still want to hear about it. Why do you want to hear about it? Why do you want to hear about it? Why do you want to hear about it? Why do you want to hear about fables that were invented by the Jesuits that depart from the agreed upon truth for 16 centuries? Why do you want to hear it? Why do you want to talk about it? Why do I have to talk about it? For this reason right here. Go ahead and read. For the time will come when they won't endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears, turn away their ears from truth, and be turned unto fables. This is why you want to hear about red heifers. This is why you want to hear about snakes crawling out of walls. This is why you want to hear about rebuilt temples. This is why you want to hear about September 23, Revelation 12 signs. This is why you want to hear about 3 days of darkness, because you have itching ears. Oh, this is about the Christians that don't want the truth of the Bible to preach them. No, it's not. Paul is prophesying about you. Paul is prophesying about you. For 1,600 years, we had sound doctrine about the Catholic Church, the apostasy, the tribulation, all of that stuff. For 1,600 years, we had sound doctrine. But now we've got a bunch of people that won't endure sound doctrine anymore. But they want to go after their own lusts. And they shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. This is written for today. Why? How do you heap unto yourselves teachers? How do you heap unto yourselves teachers? You heap unto yourselves teachers by going on YouTube and watching this video and that video and that video and this video and this video and that video and that video, this video and this video and that video. Jeff, are you really telling me not to watch YouTube videos? I'm telling you not to heap unto yourselves teachers, to tickle your itching ears, and to take the place of study. I'm going to make a lot of you mad right now, and I may lose subscribers, but hey, watching YouTube videos is not studying. Watching YouTube videos is not studying. I study to make the video. Just because you watch my video doesn't mean you get it from osmosis or via osmosis. And mine are best than most. Who else shows you in the Greek where they're coming from? That's actually studying with me. But who else shows you that? Cousins, watching YouTube is not study. Watching YouTube is not study. Watching Global Witness is not study. Watching Naughty Beaver is not study. Watching Rex Bear is not study. Watching Wayne Steiger is not study. Watching me is kind of study, but not really. Watching Jeffrey Darty is not study. It's heaping to yourself teachers. Gimme, 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 gimme more. It's having itching ears. I want to hear some more. And what if I could show you that this whole thing was mainly about eschatology? What if I could show you that? I don't even dare look at the chat room. Don't even dare look at the chat room. Watch this. Second Timothy 3. We're just reading from 2 Timothy 4. Here's Paul, encrypted, trying to show us what they're going to do to us, because he was working in the spirit of the he was the founder of the Jesuits before there were Jesuits. He was the founder of the spirit of Jesuit, the spirit of Antichrist, the spirit of counter-reformation was birthed with Paul. And Paul says, in the last days, Daniel defined the last days as days where people from the greatest to the least will be going great distances in short amount of times. That's never been true until now. Think of even a car compared to a camel, a donkey, a horse. And now think about jets. And how many of you have been on jet planes before? And perilous times will come. What does perilous mean? Let's look at that. What does perilous mean? Difficult times. Troublesome and difficult. But he ties it to what? He ties it to the last days. And then he said, the people will be ever learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Watching YouTube videos all day long, but never coming to a knowledge of the truth. Watch this. What does knowledge mean? I didn't even look this up, and I know what it means, and it's going to blow your mind. What is not never coming to what? Never coming to recognition, knowledge, never coming to perception, discernment, recognition, never coming to intuition. And look at this. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Knowledge gained through firsthand relationship. Contact knowledge, experiential knowledge, knowledge that you know, not that you saw on Global Witness or New Cosmic Knowledge or Channel 27 or Leak Project. How do you know? Well, Jeff was talking about it. Yeah, but how do you know? Oh, you aren't even seeing this. Sorry. Got so excited. Knowledge gained through firsthand relationship. Firsthand experiential knowing. By what? By the individual. Ever learning. Always watching YouTubes, but not having any real experiential firsthand nose in book knowledge. When? In the last days. What else does he tie it to? The appearing of the Lord Jesus Christ, which I'm going to talk about tomorrow, maybe tonight. Alien Jesus is coming back, and I got Bible proof. Ties it again to the kingdom. Remember in Luke, what will be the signs of your kingdom? What should we look for? And what did Christ say? No visible outward signs of my kingdom. The kingdom of God is within. You're divine, you're sovereign, you're free. So Paul tying it in 2 Timothy 3 to the last days, tying it to the kingdom, tying it to the appearing. And the time's going to come. What time? The last days is going to come, where people will not endure sound doctrine, will not endure the 1600 to 1900 year honored, tried and true truth, the truth seasoned and salted by the blood of the Protestant reformers. We don't need that. Get that con out of our face. Because we got some lusty, itchy ears, and we got YouTube accounts, and we're going to find ourselves some teachers that will tell us some fables that we like to hear. We want to hear about red heifers. We want to hear about snakes crawling out of walls. We want to hear about blood moons, and we want to hear about September 23, Revelation 12 signs. And we want to hear about 3 days and 3 nights of darkness because it's exciting and it's fun and it's spectacular. And our little ears just love it. But when somebody gets on here and tells you that you're listening to and you're itching for, and you got the hots for this guy right here, you got the hots for this guy, Francisco Ribera, the guy who invented eschatology, and your 3 days of darkness, and your future rebuilt temple, and your future Antichrist, and your future 2 witnesses, and your future tribulation, and your trumps, and your vials, and your second coming. He invented all of it. You guys have got a crush on this guy. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Give him a big smooch on his pouty little lips. He's your bro right there. And you're all his bitches. Come to me. Was that a little strong? I'm afraid to go back into the chat room. Anything that's eschatology, anything that's eschatology came from your boyfriend here. And anyone that's teaching eschatology works for your boyfriend here. Anybody that's preaching eschatology is lifting his tunic and kissing his hairy ass in order to make $1 or to get some clicks or to get some invitations to a conference or to sell some books. But look at him. He loves you so much. Look at that face. Franny loves you. He's the one who invented your little itchy ear, tickly, boobity boo stuff that you love so much. He loves you so much, and you love him so much. So when you see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that 3 days of darkness is an eschatological belief of the Catholic Church through the book, through the Jesuits, and your boyfriend. Oh, let me show you him one more time. Where's your boyfriend? Where's your boyfriend? Where is he? There he is. Whenever you see this, you know it came from that. Whenever you see this, it came from that. Whenever you see this, it came from that. Mwah, 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 mwah. Mwah. I love you so much. He was Italian, right? I love you so much. This is your daddy. If you believe in a future temple, here's your daddy. If you believe in the red heifer, here's your daddy. If you believe in the rapture, here's your daddy. If you believe in 3 days of darkness, here's your daddy. And if you want to hear about that stuff, here's your daddy. Lift the tunic, kiss the ass. Where'd we go? It's probably best that I can't find the chat room. But I'll take my lumps. I'll go back in there. Wonder if there's like 6 people in there. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen. And you know that ass is hairy. You know it is. And they didn't bathe much back then. So just imagine the ambiance. Just imagine the bouquet. Imagine the bouquet underneath that tunic. I love the smell of Ribera in the morning. Thank you, Rachel. I love the smell of Ribera in the morning. I love the crack of dawn. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just what it is. That is just what it is. How do I explain the sound of the trumpet? It's eschatology. I just spent 32 minutes explaining it. It's eschatology. If it's eschatology, it's bullshit. And I don't even cuss. Lose SM out of control. All the moderators are trying to ban me. I just threw up a little in my mouth. Me too. Having to talk about this. What's the book we should study? I don't know. How about the book of John? The crack of dong. That was a good one. Okay, I'm just going to go to my Bible. It's just King James. I'm going to start reading again in Genesis. Why, Rachel? Why? Why? Why can't you depend upon Rachel for a change? I don't get it. I don't get it. Grab the upchuck pot, brown crack jokes. We're all in here laughing. How do you explain the sound of the trumpet? Eschatology. There's not, I just said the trumpets and the vials. It's eschatology. It is this is the best. Stop kissing my boyfriend, says Critical Thinker. That's awesome. Oh boy, read a free book. Stop it. Don't do that. The Pope. Thank you for that picture, Jeffrey. Yep. Pit joke coming. Jeff, you're a sick puppy. Yeah, I know. I can't help it. We're all here watching to confirm our own beliefs and truths. I don't have very good taste if that's my boyfriend. That's what I'm trying to say. I got Delaney on the floor laughing. Awesome. I got no boyfriend, Jeff, says Tina Curl. Oh, boy. Jeff's video on the Reddit heifer. I got $20 on my name just to know what book I need to read. Why is his nose brown? Yeah. He does look almost like John Belushi. He's a soul man. I'm understanding what you're saying, but you keep cracking me up. Oh, that's the end. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else I can say. I don't know what else I can say. If it's eschatology, it's Jesuit. If you want to believe Jesuit doctrine, great. Do I have to do a snake in the wall video? It would be the same thing. Snake in the wall, eschatology, go through the same old stuff again. I'm probably going to have to do some kind of snake in the wall thing. Oh, Lord. See, and even that, it's hardwired. Ladies and gentlemen, 16 to 1900 years of belief by everybody that ever picked up a Bible and ever had any faith, people that gave their life for it, or 2 to 500 years of Jesuit doctrine. Hubba hubba, who are you going to trust? It's up to you. I know which way I'm going. I know which way I'm going. 3 days of darkness, bullshit. That's my opinion, and you can quote me. I think I've said enough. Mr. Roboto makes an appearance. So I've got Alien Jesus is coming back, and I have Bible proof. I've got, what else do I got here? I got the Astral Deception, and we just did the 3 days. I'm gathering material for the stupid song, so thank you for all of the trolls that are sending me great material for the stupid song. I'm going to take all of my troll comments and loop them together into a song, and we'll have the stupid song on a monthly basis. So nice to see you here. Thank you for having been subscribed to this channel for a while. Lou, that's so classic. That's so classic. So if you keep, Lou's already onto my new sign off. We are the last generation of real humans, ladies and gentlemen. And if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get the same results you've always got. And Lou Machado asks, so if you keep kissing a stinky ass, how's that working for you? We're the last generation of real humans. Drop the tunic, wipe your nose, and let's get busy.